rib it real good. Do 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 do. Ah, rib it real good. Morning, afternoon, and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela. I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady, and fingers crossed this is working. Oh, help! I have no idea if this is even playing. It's been too long. Far too long. Nothing's popping up. What is going on? Can we even see it in YouTube? Help. Help, help, help. Is it live? Is it going? It appears to be. I think. I don't know. Oh, I've got something. It looks like it may be. I don't quite know if it's going through my normal streaming information or anything though. I don't even know if this is going to work. Fingers crossed that somewhere along the lines someone may pop in. Yay, we've got Jay popped in. She's saying a good morning from Hampshire, USA, I believe. Hold on, I'm going to go back to my other pages and everything to see if I can actually find it. See if it's coming up. Live chat. Nothing's showing up behind the scenes yet. I'm literally having to read it from YouTube itself. Oh, this is gonna be interesting, and I don't know if it is going to work. And I haven't got husband here either. If I'm looking up this direction, it's not to ignore you or to say, look, this is my best side. No, it's actually because I've got the main screen up here, which has all the background stuff on. And so I'm hoping that I can work out where I'm going wrong whilst we're live, as I haven't done this for so long. Oh crikey, we've got serious amounts of echo in here. Where is that little clip of me talking to myself? There we go. Let's turn that off. Well, the video's still going, but the rest isn't. So I don't know if what I had planned today, Jay, is going to work. Can you tell me, can you hear me okay? Am I double echoing, treble echoing, or anything like that? Any interaction you give is a positive one, so thank you very much, darling. Right. Let's see. I don't know if that's changed it either. Haha! Now, that's on my main thing, but is it going to come over onto the actual screen for you guys? Oh, it did, I think. Oh, nearly. We're about 7 seconds behind, so I'm still playing around. Yes, it did it. Right, okay. Oh, this is going to be so confusing for me today. I'm not used to working with 2 screens, especially not during a live. Let alone all these added extra buttons. Now, as you can see, I haven't quite got it set up correctly. What I'm doing is I'm sharing my main screen, which is the one that I would normally be talking at or talking to. That's the one that you can see in the background behind this square thing here with my head in, with me looking rather strange. If it gets distracting, please say. And fingers crossed this works. But basically what it is today is, as some of my gorgeous crazies know, I've been working on the Ohana blanket, which, let me see if I can reach it. Yeah, this is my really dodgy pattern that's seen as a bit worse for wear, but I'm working on this pattern. As you can see, I easily got up to row 70 of 182, I think it is. I'm not opening it to look, I've thrown it back over there. Now, as I was doing it, I'm thoroughly enjoying it, really in love with it, really want to get it done, so I'm working my little tush off. But I don't like the leaves. I've picked the wrong colour combination. Okay, so after doing all those 70 rows, I went, no, not doing it. I'm going to start again. And I'm just going to use a solid green, which will be this one here. I'm just going to use this colour just to keep me going, to make it so that it's nice and I like it like that. And I'm also going to be taking out some of these dots here because, oh, they're too wrong, and change up this pink. It's meant to be a lighter or darker red, but I'm going to go lighter. So it's going to be a lighter red than the one that's here. Now this is blowing my camera out a bit, so don't panic. After what, about another 10-15 rows, we'll be rid of the red. I don't think I'm actually going to be able to get it done today though. I've been working on this now, stripping it back for about 4 hours behind the scenes. Now I stopped stripping it back and started on the other blanket, the same blanket, but starting it again, and I'm up to about row 30 now. But the problem is I've got my main ball of white attached to one corner, another ball of white attached to the other, and I'd run out on one side, so I needed some white, and I was not going to bother cracking open another skein of yarn when I know I've got a skein already in this. So it's a case of stripping it back, and I've got this massive wad of piles and piles of already stripped back yarn. That was just a quick grab. There's loads over in that corner. You don't be needing to see that, but I thought, well, hopefully you guys will keep me slightly normal while I'm stripping this back and help me not go completely and utterly doolally. Now I'm just trying to remember where I got to on this because I had to jump up before the live, and then of course have a little tinkle in the toilet. That's it. So now it's a case of working my way back along to try and find out where I stopped. I thought I was sensible and stopped at a white, but it doesn't appear so. Right, so Jay, what are you up to today, darling? Because you're ever so quiet in that there chat. Is it still even working, or have you all run away? You're like, no, I don't want to see something that's been ripped back. Don't do it to us. Is it? Hey, Bubble, welcome in, darling. She's saying good morning to everybody. Oh, I was on the white in the corner. Yeah, I was sensible. I left it somewhere where it needed to be. Okay, Purple, this is the first time I've used this setup during a live. I'm so confused. It's an understatement. And as far as actually seeing my background behind the scenes stuff, I can't. So I'm actually watching my live on YouTube as it goes, so at least I know it's coming out to you guys, and I've just got to remember how to shut it down at the end, so it's a little bit different to normal. Hello, Mary, and Mary is a Wow Crochet, and she is absolutely lovely and completely bat crazy. I'm not sticking you in the corner, Mary. You can come and help me with all this. We are frogging the whole thing. It won't be all done today, mind. And yes, well, Mary, you are in the right live. And now, sorry to anybody else. I thought I'd knocked it off and completely cut it back, but got rid of it, I should say. So hopefully people will find the new live, because the last one I mucked up. Okay, sorry. And to explain, at this moment in time, I've got Facebook. Not Facebook, sorry, I've got YouTube open on my secondary screen, which is up and to the right. Soon, once we sort this room out a bit better, it will be directly above this camera, so you won't notice me looking up, hopefully, at comments and things like that. So I'm just in the process of the moment of trying to work out how to do there it is, there's the pop-out chat. It'll make it a little less inconspicuous. I think that's the right word anyway. Right, when I'm looking at your comments. So let me just double check. Jay's been ever so helpful this morning, thank you, darling. Purple said good morning. Mindfully a crochet, a welcome in, darling. She's saying good morning, afternoon, Poppy. Yep, it's afternoon for me now. I'm guessing it's morning for you. Hello, says our well crochet. And Jay is making her morning tea right now. Sabrina Melody, welcome in, darling. She's saying hello, Angela and everybody. Mindful Crochet is saying hello to Sabrina. Wow says, yay, I am. I think that was in response to she's in the right live. Bubble Crochet and More says hi to Maria. And Wowie saying, lovely to be here. It's lovely to see you here, darling. I wasn't too sure whether the time in for today would be any good for you as you're over in Australia. You're what, about 3 hours behind me? So it's about 10 at yours as a guess. That's if I'm even on the right time zone swap round. It's because Australia is either 11 or 9. Well, Mary's part of Australia, I should say, which is well crochet. It's either 11 or 9 hours. So all I do is I -1 or -3 and flip day to night, and that's how I remember what it is in Australia. Doolally me, absolutely doolally. Where are we? Jay is saying hello, everybody I've missed. Sabrina is saying hi to Jay. Mary, a wow crochet designs is saying hello, other chatters, and it's 10:17 p.m. over in Australia, so it's 10. Yeah, -3 for me. Yeah, I time travel every time I go to Australia. What colour was I on? White. There we go. Back to the black. Yeah, if any of my other crazies haven't come across Mary yet at Wow Crochet Designs, go over and have a nose at her channel. You know what I'm like. I love a back crazy channels, and she's definitely back crazy, and I'm saying it in the most loving way possible. She's the one that puts me in the corner when I'm being naughty and puts me in the corner when I'm being good. So I've pitched a tent. I'm in the corner permanently now during her lives, or at least that's my plan anyway. Okay, so Jay is saying it's 8:17 where he is. Sorry, darling, I can't remember whether I'm meant to be going hello, Mrs. or hello, Mister. So I'm guessing that you're America. She's not going to kick me up the bottom when she sees me next time I go over. Mary's saying, yep, sure am. Oh. Yeah, I've had people in the past say to me, oh, I can't believe you frogged all that work. Can you show me your frogging? So that was one of the reasons for me popping on today. That and to keep me sane while I'm doing it. The shadow bouncing at the bottom of the screen is actually my hand winding up all this yarn. Okay, so Jay is saying yes, I am. What was the question? Oh, help a girl out. Just you know what my brain cells like, Jay. Sabrina is saying, well, crochet. She's subbed to you, and she'll watch a video or two later today. Sabrina's absolutely lovely as well, Mary. Got a wicked little channel going there. I shouldn't call it little, should I? bigger than mine. And Mary, wow, is saying, thank you kindly, Sabrina. Paula, welcome in, darling. Ever so nice to see you. There we go. So, what is everybody else up to today? Surely you're fed up with seeing the bottom of my chin by now. So, are you crocheting, knitting, working on something else, hiding from the housework, chilling out just before bed, just getting up and getting your coffee and your crazy fix? I can get away with saying that. Or are you hiding in the toilet from the boss at work? Yay, Jay's legged it over to WoW as well. Sorry, Mary, I'm just going to call you WoW for now, honey. Makes it a little bit easier for me. Saves me having to do the old memory recall twisty eye thing that I do. Okay, so for those that have just come in, and this was my Ohana blanket that I've been showing on the last few Whips, Bits and Chat. Now, I said on one of the Whips, Bits and Chat, if I was going to do it again, I wouldn't do the two-tone in the green. I would just do 100% one colour. Now, as I'm working this, I'm falling out of love with it. So, because of that, I decided I was going to start again and just do a single colour of this green. But I ran out of white, and it's already got 100 grams in this one. 100 grams of DK 8-ply 4-weight white in it. So rather than waste it, I'm ripping back the first one. And I didn't take a photograph before I did it. So the most evidence I've got is that I've gone and managed to get up to row 70, I think it was. But in fact, I've actually been stripping back from row 80 something. I was literally a stone's throw, and I mean a stone throw away from that very first corner. Why do I do it to myself? But hey, hey. Let me see, where are you guys up to? Okay, Mindfully is saying good morning, Paula. Hello, Jay, wow, and Sabrina. Oh, wow. She says her Halloween yarn arrived today at 4. And she started a happy hippie band. Okay, so for the new guys to her channel, you want to watch a couple videos, lives back. At least the last 2 lives. Because in those she explains about her holiday yarns and things like that, and she's also got a separate video, if I remember rightly. Come on, my brain, I've slept since I watched your channel, since the last live. But yeah, she also explains that as well. So you'll understand all about the holiday yarn, and I'm not gonna spoil it, but I can't wait to see it myself. When are you showing it off on your next live, darling? Jay Sinish saying that she'll be finishing a cable scarf today after her morning tea wakes her up. Sabrina is saying hello, lovely Mary. Or Mara. We got another one in. You sneak past if we have. Sorry, I haven't said hello. Wow, it says it's so funny to be on the other end of a live. Yeah, once I suss out all this kit and stuff, I might drag you up kicking and screaming, and a couple of the other girls as well at some point, and some chaps if they fancy it. And Mary's saying, wow, lovely bright colours on your blanket. Thank you, darling. It was, and they will be again once it gets moved over. Oh, what is going on? Okay, this one didn't want to work. As I'm rolling them up, I'm making sure I remove any knots, and that is the first knot that hasn't undone, so that's really strange. I shouldn't say it like that because it sounds like my work's really bad. I do the invisible join, I think it is, where it's basically 2 slip knots stuck together and pulled up tight. And if I'm doing a different project, I would sew the ends back in. But some people say that you can just cut them, but I've never trusted them, and I want to show you why. But you're gonna have to wait until I find another knot, another place where I've joined the work. This is going to sound bad, but honestly it's not bad. It's just the fact that I've managed to weave in some of my own hair. See, it's not just love that goes into my work, it's my hair as well. And the thing is, it's always tied back when I work. Don't ask me how, really don't. Can anybody give me an idea, apart from to permanently be wearing one of them food hairnet thingies? How the heck do you stop your getting in your work? Let's have a quick read, see if I've caught up with you this morning. Okay, so Jay's also saying saying morning, Tamara. I haven't seen you come in unless you're sneakily under a different name to your channel. Let me see. Sabrina says, oh, wow, I look forward to seeing the Halloween yarn. I don't want to, I could talk about what Mary at Wow Crochet Designs is going to be doing, but I don't want to spoil it for you guys, because of course I want you to run over and actually have a watch. But she's got some really cool projects coming up for Halloween, and cool tutorials as well, that if I find the time I might actually jump in and do. You'll have to tell me, is the headband the smallest? No, it's not, without giving anything away, because it's not really a headband, is it? It's a sneak band. So Sabrina is saying that she finished a shawl today. It's a gift, so she can put it on the washing line outside. It spent ages to make sure none of her hair was in it. I actually crochet it in, and I'm there literally double checking the yarn as I'm working it, and if I feel a slight squeak, that's it. Those stitches are undone, the hair's detangled from it and put in the bin. I have a little bin by the side of me that's off to one side, so it's not like it can fly out magically and jump back on again, but it feels like it is. Although I have noticed I am going slightly bald. Oh, another ball to throw to one side. Where are we? There. Okay, sorry, brain went to sleep then. I forgot I was on a live. Right, okay, so what else have you guys and girls been up to? It's been such a long time. I'm not sure how many other crazies will come in, or will be coming in, I should say, because I didn't give you a great deal of notification, and then I accidentally joined the wrong one when I clearly wasn't ready, so that's deleted. you won't see the mistake. Okay, that's another knot that I did good. Let me see what's been said. Mary's saying that it's gonna take me forever to unravel it. I've been on it over 4 hours so far. I'm not going to sit here and count how many rows are left to how many I've undone. I'm just going to keep going. So it's a case of, if you enjoy listening to someone ramble on while they undo a load of work, then you can always come back and rewatch. While I think of other things that we could do on today's live, I suppose. Would any of you, I'm trying to think who, Sabrina I think's already got it. Are any of you interested, or would be interested in this pattern? Just a quick look. If you are, what I'm saying, I can't sell it to you because of copyright, but what I'm thinking is of doing it as a reward, meaning that I reward you with the pattern for you doing something nice. And the something nice I'm slightly changing up, because at one point it was to donate to a charity that's helping to either house, rebuild or look after the people of Maui after, of course, the fires that they had. But the way the world is at the moment, I'm thinking, do you know what, if you donate £5 or your country's equivalent to any charity, reputable charity please, but to any charity that's dealing with fire, flood, landslide, earthquake, let's just call it natural disasters, but to any charity that's helping people with natural disasters, and to help them get back on their feet, then do me a favour, find me over an email once you've donated that money and show me a little proof of send. Basically, normally they say send you an email or a text that will say thank you very much for your donation. That's it. If you send me a screenshot of that little bit, don't need the account details or anything like that. I don't want it. I just want the little bit that says thank you for your donation, and ideally the charity, so I know which one it was, so that I can help promote that charity as well. If you do that, then I will fire you over a copy of this pattern. Now, if you want the more complicated two-tone version, which has the shading, it doesn't tell you how many grams of yarn you're going to use, because I don't know yet, I haven't done it, but it gives you a rough guide. If you want that pattern, say, can I have first edition pattern please? If you want the pattern that will be coming up completed, fingers crossed, once this one's done, with the modified info on it, then say happy to wait for second modification, and then once that's done I can send that over to you, or depending on, I haven't had anybody actually do this yet, so depending on if you bother or not, I could always send it to you in installments, so that you do I've done the first half, I know it looks okay, and then I can send you that section over, and then we can move on. I can move on to the next bit and then send you the next bit once I know that's also done. So it's just an idea on a nice way of sort of passing the pattern over, rather than just handing it over to anybody who quickly wins a winner-only pattern. This way it's got an added bonus, hasn't it? Because of course Ohana is family, and family, what's it called? Ohana's family, and family are never left behind or forgotten. And of course we're all humans, we're all family. Right, let's have a nose at what you guys have said. To be honest, alright, Jay's saying beautiful blanket, but don't have the skills or attention span for it. Honestly, it's not difficult. It can be a little bit confusing in parts to do this, but on my channel there are lots of how-to videos. So it's how to do the corner to corner, or in this case this is the C2C mini. So it's how to do the mini stitch, and then there's also tips and tricks videos, and lots of other useful information on them on the videos. There isn't a video for this one, and there won't be a video for this one, because 9 out of 10 times I only do probably up to row 30. I would only probably do up to row 30 of this pattern, and then it would be a case of just showing you a screenshot of each row and reading it out, which is how I've done some of my other ones. So in theory the tutorials are okay for like the first half an hour, but if you've got something else going on, and I think I've just got a delivery turn up, husband of mine, I love him and hate him all in one go. If that's the case, I'm really sorry, I'm going to have to leg it out and grab it. I'm just waiting for him to move. It might be a little while yet. Yeah, my brain just shut down. Yeah, so in regards to how easy it is, you only need to know how to chain and how to double crochet. And of course I'm always here to give you a hand as well. Thank you very much, Val. Right, I'll be back in 2 seconds. Sorry about this, everyone. I can't even put a save screen. Right, back. Sorry about the squeak on the front door. It's practicing it for Halloween. I haven't oiled it. It's only 2 years old, but it likes to squeak. Right, so let's see. Okay, so Mary has said never gets left behind. Thank you, darling. And who's he gone? Freehandy is saying, is it a graph gown? Yep. So hello, honey. Thank you for sneaking in. Where are we gone? Oh, Sabrina was saying no, it's a C2C. It's a graph gown idea based, but using the C2C stitch. Could be done in graph gown. I've just not done it in graph gown. I attempted it. Never have I done a graph gown, and never will I. Never will I either. I just couldn't get the stitches to look neat. Well, the stitches looked neat, but the colour work didn't. So it might have been the fact that I was looking at it like I was looking at something through a microscope. Right, so let's have a nose. Sorry, if I'm looking up here, that's because that's where the chat is at the moment for the girls that have just jumped in. So we've got Freehandy. Are you Nessie, darling? Because I've got a new name pop up and it's completely confusing me. Or Nessie, sorry. I'll probably end up calling you Nessie though, because you're not like I'm no good at reading quick. We'll call it a loving nickname, yeah? That's if I'm okay saying that. Let me see. Right, so Freehandy is saying hello to me and Amanda. No, I'm Angela, but we call me Poppy. It's easier that way. So yeah, she says she hopes she got my name right. Don't panic, just call me Poppy. I prefer it. It's the name I chose rather than the name I was stuck with. Oh, we've done the white, haven't we? Right, so and I've just dropped it. Where are we gone? Sabrina's done a good few of my patterns now, actually. She's done the... Let's see if I can remember where I hid it. No, not down there. She's done the cupcake one. Let's just move that over. Which I can't remember where I put. She's also done a little bird as well. Have you done the unicorn as well? I can't remember. But Sabrina does like trying out quite a few of my patterns, and the most recent one, which is the one I showed on Sunday, was actually Spooktacular, which was last year's Halloween pattern. And she's done that with knitting, a really amazing technique, and I cannot remember what it's called now. I was reading it off the screen when I was talking about it on Sunday. And it's done with 2 colours, and you knit both at the same time, and you knit the front and the back at the same time, and it means that on one side her colours were green and black, and then on the other side it was black and green. Absolutely amazing. I would love to show you a picture, but if I take this screen off now I may not get it back. So yeah, it would have been okay. I could have done it if I was going through the editing software, the live software that I normally use, but I'm not at the moment. I'm all confused, seriously confused, which is why my chat's I'm probably about 14 seconds behind you all. Oh. Right. Sabrina, it's easily done to publish, darling. Go for it. Okay, so Mindfully saying hello to everybody. We got Jenna who's saying hi to Maria. Sabrina saying hi, Jen. Mayhem. Oh gosh, the crazy best friends in. Emmy, I decided I didn't like it. I've got to be careful because I speak to Emmy completely different to how I speak to all of you guys. No effing and jeffing, no effing and jeffing. I decided I didn't like this bit, so I was going to strip it back. Started stripping it back, got irate with stripping it back. So, started it again, but then ran out of white yarn, and I am not cracking open another ball, so I'm stripping this one back now so that I've got some white to play with. And I thought, well, as I'm stripping it back and I'm being annoyed by it, everybody else can. No, sorry, I shouldn't have said it like that. Where are we going? Okay, so Emmy's there. Oops. I pushed the wrong button and kicked myself out. Oh no, free Handy, don't panic, she's back now. And your Nisi, right. I've got to remember, Nisi, not Nessie. Nisi. That's the dyslexic in me, reading letters and adding them in where they shouldn't be. So she's saying hello to Maria and Jen. And hello to anybody in chat. She's rushing breakfast and is sitting for just a bit before she heads off to work. Thank you ever so much for coming in and letting me annoy you before you go to work. Jenny's saying hi to Sabrina. Yes, Sabrina also did the snowman. Yeah, they were the... Hold on, snowman. That wasn't a C2C. I haven't done a snowman C2C. You're the snowman gift card holders, weren't they? Cool, that's going back some, girl. And Sabrina's... Hold on, where are we? Mary's saying hello to Nisi. Did I get it around the right way? 2 names I've got to stick in my head and put to the right things. And Jen is also saying hi to Nisi. Sabrina and double knitting. I love that. I think you missed why you're frogging. I think I missed why you're frogging. Ah, gotcha. Not all the way, okay. Oh no, all the way, because I've already started it again. So it's gonna get frogged all the way. Don't panic. I won't make you watch all of it. I just thought, you know what, it's something a little different, and at the end of the day I could always pull up this live, add some dodgy music over the top of it, and hopefully do it as a standalone. That way you lot can sit there and smile knowing you've never frogged, hopefully never frogged a project back this far. Unique, welcome in, gorgeous. She's saying hi, Poppy, and everyone in chat. Sabrina says, oh, not a snowman. Oh, it was a penguin, you loony. Sabrina is saying, not the penguin, it's the one that had the hat and scarf. C2C thought it was a snowman. Bad memory. No, it's penguin. Let me just roll this red up, and I think I've got the penguin close to hand so I can show you the one and you can say yay or nay. I'm sure it was the penguin. You changed the colour of the hat over. Okay, and Sabrina is saying hello to Stripes. Right, where are you? Penguin's blue. Right. Sorry, my voice is getting rather croaky. I'm not sure if this is the right way or the wrong way. Right, but there we go. That is the penguin that Sabrina was talking about. Fingers crossed you can see it all. And it has a really cheeky... Oh, you got it double there. He's got a really cheeky candy cane border to it as well. So, yep, you got to see that one. So that's actually up on the channel. It was a mystery it was a mystery crochet along about 2 years ago now. It started getting traction once people worked out what it was. Okay, where are we? Unique, how far am I frogging? All the way to the beginning. All the way. Because I've already started it again. Where did I get to? What colour was it? Pink. There we go. Right, where are we? No, Mary, have an absolutely lovely sleep. She said, hi, Han, nodding off here. Might have to head off to bed. Good night. She is in Australia, so we'll let her get away with it. If you put me on quiet, I can talk you to sleep. That is a superpower of mine. Jenny saying hi to Faith. And Unique is saying hi to Jen. So that's Faith, and it will still take me forever to remember. And I've sort of forgotten as well quite a lot. And Jenny's saying, good night, wow, sorry, forgot your name. See, talking of forgetting, it's contagious. That's Mary, darling, it's Mary. Where are we? Emmy's saying she'd rather frog back than sew in ends. Honey, you ain't done one of these yet. You don't know what ends are until you've done this or joined in and helped me sew my ends in on my poppies. She's never going to do it. She'd hide. She waits till the 15 weeks are over, she does, and then she comes round for a visit. So everybody is saying good. Wow, is saying thanks, Jane. Good night, night chatters. Jay is saying good night. Wow. And sweet voice, night, hun. Really? I haven't put the twang in. You wait till I get over to Oz. If I spend any time with you, there is going to be a twang at the end of each sentence. I'm holding it down. I'm trying not to do it. So, Mindful saying, Faith Louise, hello? Unique is saying, that sucks. I should have frogged 2 rows from the 100th time. I have a deadline. Oh, I hate it when it's like that. When you know it needs to be done, something needs to be done, and you're there and you're like, oh, pants. It's all the way back again. I hate working deadlines. I think that's the main reason I don't normally take on projects for people. I might do what is it called, where I test. I might be a tester, but 9 out of 10 times the items that I'm testing, the person gives me the pattern, goes, oh, you've got 2 weeks, and if it's an amigurumi, I know in my head, depending on how rough going the pattern is or how difficult the pattern is, if it's quite like a nursery style pattern, then I know I can normally knock out a nursery style pattern in 3 days, or 3 evenings I should say. So testing them isn't so bad. If it's a shawl, I know that it's just going to get progressively longer the more rows I do. So I always ask people, how many rows you done? How many rows is the pattern? So I can roughly work out how long that may take me to do. But yeah, I've tested quite a few different shawl patterns now for people. But other than that, I don't really, on the rare occasion that, like, my brother asked me to make a sheep, and I so underestimated how long that pattern would take me. It's a nursery style pattern, but when you do the wool, you chain, I think it was 10 or yeah, I'd say 10, we'll call it 10. You chain 10 and form a loop. So not only had to make the whole teddy to start with, But then you had to go back round the whole thing again, chaining 10 for every single crochet you put in. Yeah, was it each? I think there was something like 60 something stitches on one row alone, and you're like, I've got 60 of these chains to make. It was so monotonous and annoying. Don't worry about it, Sabrina. Sabrina said she was interrupted by a phone call. Hope everything's okay at yours, darling. Kids are back at school now, you see, so whenever us parents hear that phone go off when the kids are at school, you're like, don't let it be the headmaster. Don't let it be the headmaster. Or at least that was the case. That was it with me anyway. Okay. So Freehandy is saying deadlines are the reason why she doesn't do commission work very often. Stresses her out. Then she worries it won't be good enough. Yep, same reasons. I'm the same really. Whereas Sabrina's on the other scale. She says she loves deadlines for her orders. If people say do it whenever, it never gets done. So deadlines keep me focused. I can see it from that point as well. And as most of you know, normally I only work on one project at a time. I don't normally veer off, but of late I've started veering off. I've started having one like 2 or 3 different projects on the go, and that is actually stressing me out more than having just the one project on the go. This whole, like, because I was doing this one and I was like, oh, if I can get 10 rows done, that's a bonus. I can get 10 rows done and move on to something else. So then I'd move on to poppies and I'd be like, if I can get 10 poppies done, that would be a bonus. So I get them done and then I'm like, oh, what can I do now? And I'd pick another one of my patterns that I need to make up, and then I'd muck it up, and that would muck my brain up, and then I'd go back to poppies, and the darting backwards and forwards was more confusing in the end for me. So stick to one, I think. On the odd occasion where I end up helping, like I'm testing a pattern. If I'm testing a pattern, then that's it. That's all that's going to get done is that pattern until it's complete. And just so I can give it 100% brain time, because of course my brain doesn't work 100% of the time, so I've got to put some of it in, haven't I? So Unique is saying that she's testing a pattern. What pattern, girl? I've missed that. Whose pattern? Is there any gossip you can tell us? Like, is it wearable? Is it huggable? Mindful is saying goodbye, Poppy, and all in chat. She'll catch us all later. Bye, darling. Hope I've seen it in the message in time. Catch you soon. Have a lovely day or night, depending. Sabrina was saying bye. Have a great day. Yeah, Unique is saying that she's the same. She would have get what was it? I knew I could get it done, otherwise I would not pick it up. Yeah, it's really strange, isn't it? How some of our brains work. Some of us can multitask like 50 million patterns. Just pick it up and just keep going. And then others of us, like me, I can't even. When I start my poppies for each year, I have to go and watch my own tutorial, or I have to have a scrap of paper with the pattern written down, because for the first 3, I suppose, I have to double check I'm doing it correct. And just in case I'm working on the old pattern, which was the 2000 pattern, and I'm getting confused between the two. So I watch the 2022 version, I think it was 2022, where I can get 70 poppies out of 100 grams and not 62. That 8 makes a big difference in the yarn count at the end of 1,000, I'll tell you that. Oh! Sorry, just dropped the ball and it's gone through the armhole across the room, and I'm like, I ain't going to try and fish that. I'll just pick it up and just sit here chatting like this while I wind it back over my finger. Right, need to get it done, otherwise I won't pick it up. What's that? Oh, Unique, you got into the testing for Reggie. Unique has said that she signed up to be a tester for J Herc. Yeah, her patterns are lovely to test. She's an absolute dream to work with when you're testing. Because I've tested. What have I done? I think I've done 2 patterns with her that I've tested. One I went a bit off kilter for. Shouldn't admit this. It was a test that we were testing before it was fully written, and we'd done the main body, and it was like a triangular jumper. It's really hard to explain as well, and I can't remember what she called it. But we were doing that, and I was going to a wedding, and I wanted to wear it in the evening at this wedding to keep my arms warm, because quite a chunk of it was outside because it was during COVID, when you're allowed to mix with small groups. So I was trying to get it done, but I'd messaged her saying, oh, I've done the main bit, I need the arms now. And she didn't get back to me for about 4 hours because she was asleep. Because she's in a different country to me, so the time zones were slightly different. So it wasn't her fault that I was texting her at 6 o'clock in the morning thinking it was 8 o'clock AM her time, when in fact it wasn't. And of course she had the boys to deal with as well, and get her boys off to school. So I was like, what am I going to do? I haven't got enough hours in the day. So I added some sleeves and admitted what I'd done and said, look, I haven't sewn in the ends. What I'm going to do, I haven't sewn in the ends. What I'll do is, if you like them, I will write this pattern out for you, so that you can see what I did, and then we'll modify it. I said, oh, I can rip it back because I'm not sewing in the ends. I'll just leave them as they are until I get an answer. And she said, no, actually keep it as it is, and we'll use that as one of the options. So that's what we ended up doing. But it was really lovely testing for him, because it was a relaxed test, as I like to call it. It wasn't so bad. Some tests have been that I've done, I've only had like a week to do, and that stresses me out. To me, I would rather be told, oh, you've got a month and complete it in a week, rather than you've got a week, knowing full well it will probably take me a month because of commitments and things. Okay, so Unique is saying that she's never a multi projects until this year. Some projects have to be put aside if she runs out of yarn, and she can't travel with the big projects with her. Yeah, no, I fully understand that one, darling. That's the same for me as well. That's why when I went to Australia, I took one medium-sized project, which was a top, which still hasn't been finished, and what was the other item? The poppies. Yeah, I just took 100 grams of red and a bit of black and a bit of green. No, a bit of black. I didn't bother with the green. I had to go out and buy some when I got to Oz. Sorry, I've got a bit of hair caught round this one, so it is not undoing properly. I need a way of stopping my hair from getting caught in work. That's what, the second one so far? I wouldn't mind if it was Liam's, but it's not. It's actually mine, because I'm brunette and he's blonde. Unique is saying, is it a fun pattern? What, this one? It was. It's fun to undo. No, the pattern itself, it is lovely to do. It's not one to do late at night, because of the black. But if you know what you're doing with this style of crochet, it's not too bad. There's the remake of the pattern will be more blocks of colour rather than the individuals that you can see up here, because I'm going to do a rewrite on it, because I decided that I'd chosen the wrong colours of green. They do not work together, And also it's like one square here, one square there, one square here, one square there. And yes, it was fun jumping backwards and forwards through the colours, but nah, I'm going to go more simple on this one and go for single colour blocks. Apart from when we get to the, well, yeah, even when we get to the flowers, I'll be taking out some of these. So I've got a pile of scrap pieces of yarn. They're not going to be scrap. There's enough there. Now I know there's enough there to do one square. So that'll be an emergency square if needed. But then I've got larger ones as well. Okay, so Unique is saying this is really annoying because of that heart. There we go. I can't tell if it's fun as I have never done a C2C. Okay, if you've not done a C2C, this will stress you out. Because you need to learn the different techniques and methods in doing it. Once that's in your brain, it will be a bit easier. What I would suggest is if you're looking for something simple but cute, where the heck have I put that cushion? Basically jump onto the channel, go through the playlists. I can't remember which one number it is, but I've got a tutorials playlist, and in there there's one called Cupcake. Okay, it's a cupcake one. If you make the cupcake up, that will give you an idea on how to do the colour changes and things like that. And there's only 4 colours in the whole thing. Okay, so that'll give you an idea and get you used to doing the C2C. That one, the cupcake one, is a C2C standard stitch. This is actually a C2C mini because there's far too many squares in this chart. Look at the state of that. Far too many squares. So if I actually made that one in a C2C, it would overwhelm a king size, queen size bed. You know, the big beds, it would overwhelm that. I could probably use it as the carpet in my lounge. It would be that big. So I've shrunk it down to the C2C mini. And there's a tutorial on my Stitch a Week. That's it, the Stitch a Week playlist, that will show you either how to do the C2C standard, which is number 5, and the C2C mini. No, yeah, one's 5 and one's 4. So I think it was around that way. That 5's the big and 4's the mini, but it might be the other way. Okay, so I hope I answered that okay for you, darling. As I said, it's Cupcake. Where on earth? I've been rejigging, moving things around in this room so that we could get into the back there, and I've not put things back, and I've also not taken notes on where I've put stuff, so everything's lost. I don't know where anything is without throwing the rest of the room out trying to find it. I was so sure it was down here. Yes. It's a bit of a mess. Shh, we won't talk about the corners. Okay, so that is, oh, as I said, it's a bit of a mess. Okay, so this is the C2C, that is the Cupcake. Okay, so hopefully that's coming up okay. I've got 7-8 seconds to wait yet. And as I said, it's really quite nice and easy, because as you're working backwards and forwards, you get used to the colour changes between these rows, and then you move up and you add another colour. Okay, so then you go backwards and forwards. I have a little trick with these eyes, and I believe that is on the tips and tricks. But basically what you do is, instead of doing, if you're working in the C2C, instead of doing 3 double crochets, you actually start off with doing a double crochet, and then you do a double crochet, 2 together, and then you do another double crochet. So in total you will have 4 double crochets, but along the top you only have 3 stitches available to have worked in if, say, you were working a normal pattern. But of course you don't, you only join on the corners on these, so it makes it a lot easier. So Unique is saying, let's chuck that over there and lose it again. Unique is saying, great, after I finish some of my current projects, I will try it. I would have to find someone to gift it to. Cute cupcakes don't fit my decor. Oh no. But yeah, as I said, there is that one. What does fit your decor, darling? Because we've got that one. And then the next one up, I would say, is the bird. Then we have a unicorn, and the unicorns, that's got a finicky bit at the outer edge. Most of the ones I'm speaking about you can actually see on my opening titles on the normal videos. Saves you hunting. No, darling. So Freehand is legging it. She's off to bed as she's in Australia. And it's 11 o'clock at night, give or take an hour over there. So bye, Nessie. And Sabrina's saying bye to Nessie as well. Night, darling. And then there was 6 of us. Oh, where's my chat gone? Not there. I've lost the chat. There we go. Got it back. God, too many buttons to push. Okay, I found a stitch marker. I think that was a milestone. So I think I might be down to 50 rows left to go. Oh, let's move this down a bit. So yeah, it's definitely getting there, and you guys have really helped me out here. Oh yes, sorry, Nessie was off to work, wasn't she? Thank you for the brain jiggery there, Jen. Definitely having my brain shut down now. I've been chatting to you. What have I done? There we go. Been on an hour so far. An hour you guys have tolerated me. Sitting here undoing all this and talking my normal talk. Okay, so Jen, what are you up to at the moment, darling? I've got a bowl of white. I could, in theory, leave you all now and run to the other room and start and carry on the other one. Right, is this going to undo like it's done before? Yeah, simple. I'm sorry, I meant to make a big scene about it. But basically the join I'm using is like a Russian join. I think it's called a Russian join. It's like 2 slip stitches where you tie them together, tighten them up, and then some people say you can cut by the knot. And I've never done it so that I cut by the knot. I've always left a tail to sew in, and sometimes I would sew the tail up where the knot from the knot up the yarn, and other times I just sew it in to the actual project I'm making, because I've always been worried that it would undo, and undoing this has proven that theory to me, that I've got to carry on going the way I'm going and sewing all the ends. Not happy about that. I was hoping they wouldn't undo, and then I'd be like, right, that's it, I don't have to sew in ends and anymore, chop the ends off, so to speak. Ninja, welcome in, darling. Okay, so what have we got? Okay, so Unique has a lighthouse decorations. Okay, I haven't even got anything in that theme yet. Seagull? No, I'm evil. But no, yeah, you could, in theory, change colours on the bird and make a seagull. Seagull, squawk. Run around the house screaming, mine. Where have we gone? So Ninja is saying hello, buddy. Jen is having a lazy because she's still in bed. Good idea, girl. If you can get away with it, why not? Where have we gone? Unique is saying have a great day, Nessie. Margaret saying good day Poppy and all in chat. Good day Margaret. Oh, squeaky voice. Okay, so we've got Jane and Ninja saying hello backwards and forwards. Sweet. Okay, so we got everybody saying hello again to everybody who's just popped in. Margaret says she uses the Russian join for worsted weight and the same colour. It works great. It may be the fact, I can't remember if the actual join I'm using is the Russian join or a take on it or a combination of XYZs. I've just found that for undoing purposes, the knot, if you cut it on one side in the right spot, everything comes undone. So it's definitely the one that I'm using. Oh, here we go. Right. So I don't know if I can get it up close to the camera or if it will be in focus, but there is 2 knots there. Okay, and it starts off with a slip stitch. You thread it through and then you do another slip stitch. Like tangle the knot the way the slip stitch goes, and then you pull them tight and they sit right up next to each other. And sometimes I would sew this loose one in along the thread there, which I think is called the Russian join. Who was it? Margaret will tell me if I got that correct or not. And other times I leave them so that I can just sew them in as I go. Now, as I showed you earlier, I don't know if it's going to happen again. If you cut closely to one of the knots, I found that it just pulls apart. So it's definitely the method I've got on here at the moment. I wouldn't use for any of my other projects, because it's just I've proven it to myself that it just undoes on its own. So fingers crossed none of my old stuff falls apart. But I'm quite lucky. I've never sold one of my C2Cs, so I haven't got to worry about if it's going to fall apart, because they just sit on my shelf collecting dust and go through the wash once a year, and just to make them smell nice again and get rid of any dust. Thought I'd thrown that one on the floor. Ninja is saying I didn't call her and sing yesterday. Oh, is it that time of year where you're meant to get old if I sing that horrible, obnoxious song? And how last year we had the whole discussion about if I sing that horrible, obnoxious song, you get a year older, and if I don't, you won't? And how we agreed that I wouldn't have to sing that horrible, obnoxious song, and you could always stay young to me. Was it that day? If so, I'm sorry, babe. Sorry I missed it. But you ain't getting me to sing, not on camera. That is just downright evil, especially considering the voice is getting dry. The Russian join is not a knot. Okay, so is that the one, the Russian one, is that the one where you just loop through and sew the yarn back through itself? Because I think I might have combined 2 knots there without 2 different joining methods. Loretta is in. She's saying hello, Angela, and everybody in the UK. Are you UK based as well, darling? Everybody is saying hello to you. Fluffy Kitten's in. She's saying hello, Crazy Poppy Lady. Hello, darling. And everybody's saying hello to both of the girls that have just come in. For the girls that are just coming in, I am frogging my Ohana blanket. I decided I don't like this, and this is right at the beginning, so I started it again, then ran out of white and thought, I'm not cracking open another ball of white. I'm going to frog this one instead. I need you to stop me going completely crazy. Unique is saying that you're going to have to go to Granny D's if you want someone to sing to you. I would do it. I will sing to her in private if I must. But yeah, me singing. I worked in a pub when I was a teenager, and we had karaoke. And I would be put up on the stage at the end of the night to get rid of the drunken alcoholics that would rather stay for a lock-in. We didn't have lock-ins, but they would stay and stay and stay. You could take away their drink and tip it down the sink and they would still stay. So my boss used to put me out to sing my favourite song. Yeah, it didn't impress them much when I started singing that song. I would try and get all the right notes and everything. Yeah, I'm tone deaf, so not good at all. Oh, brilliant, Margaret. I got the, sounds like a good explanation. Yeah, so I definitely mixed up 2 knots then. Yeah, but the one that's actually knotting really doesn't work. So, any idea what colour I got to? There's a bit of a twist there. Loretta is saying, hi Sabrina, she often watches your videos. Whoa. And Sabrina is saying, Loretta, thank you so much. Thank you very much. So, what have you all got planned? Have you got... Come on, I need some interesting stuff. I need to live your life and not mine while I strip this. At the moment, here in the UK, it is back to normal. It is overcast. They're telling me it's 19 degrees, which feels about right. Because I'm not wearing my thermals yet. If it gets below 18, mate, I'm on my thermals. Lisa, welcome in, darling. She's saying hello to me, and she'll pop in a second and say hello to everybody else. How are you doing, darling? Okay, so for the guys that have appeared sort of halfway through, I'm stripping back the Moana, which you all know. And I'm changing the pattern a little to make it a bit simpler. So I'm getting rid of the multi-tonal in the blanket and just going with a single colour green. And I'll be rewriting the winner only pattern. Now, if you want to get your hands on the remake version, it won't be around in full for a couple of weeks at least until I've finished this one. And if you did want to get your hands on it, what I'm saying is I can't sell it to you, but what I would like you to do is make a donation to a disaster like a charity that's helping people that have either been driven out of their homes by fire, floods, tornadoes, basically any weather disaster. And at the moment we do seem to be having quite a lot of weather disasters. So then that way you can teamwork it. That way you can send it to a charity from your country that you know and trust. And all I ask is that you give me a screen grab of the thank you message that they would normally send you once you've sent them a donation. That way you can say, look, see, I've done it. And then I will fire you over the new pattern if you would prefer the new pattern. If you prefer a copy of the old pattern, which will have the shading information in it, just say old pattern when you're emailing me. If it's the new pattern you're after, as I said, you're going to have to wait a bit until I've gone through it all. At the moment, I've written it up to, I think, about row 60. So if you wanted to join with me and see if you could race me to row 60, of course I can send you that over as well. I could send you that over and then give you the second half in a couple of weeks once I get there. Right, so let me see what we got. Is it Sarah? No, because there's no H, it's Sarah. Zara's saying good morning. Hopefully I've got it right. You did say I was attempting it. Morning, darling. Yay, another ball of white I can take in the other room. Right, Margaret G is saying right now she's exercising then. Time to do bookwork and not much of a fun day. Oh, I don't know. I don't mind maths when my brain's in gear. It's not so bad. Saying that, I don't have to do bookwork, so I might change my mind if I did. Where are we going? Lisa's saying she's good. And Ninja is making a shark. Arigurumi girl? Or is that a dodgy C2C you managed to scam off someone? Can't remember if that was you I gave it to. I did have a shark pattern at one time. Sent it out to testers. When my testers all started making it, they all hid from me. It's okay, I realise why now. Yep, definitely gonna have to run through some of these patterns, double check them, because of course these were made right at the beginning of my journey before I'd learnt loads and loads, or learnt quite a bit more about, there we go, about corner to corners. Because what had happened was, way back when I was pumping out videos and things, and I was showing people what I was doing, and it was right back at the beginning, and I was making the unicorn blanket, and then people said, oh, we really like that, can you share the pattern? So then I had to write the pattern, make the tutorial and do all of that, and I put it up. And then all of a sudden people were like, when's your next one? And I'm like, ah. And then after I'd done the poppies, I pulled my shoulder and couldn't crochet. So I'm sitting there with my device, sitting there colouring in squares, making these up and then posting them up as patterns. Yeah, Ninja is doing Arigurumi. Oh, I'll get to see that soon. What colour was I on? Does anybody know? Oh, there we go, black. Yeah, so that's sort of how these came about, and it wasn't until after I'd made about 20 that different designs that I found out I couldn't sell them. There we go, red. This gets confusing sometimes, especially when it finishes up a colour and I don't stick something there to tell me where it was. And there we go. Oh dear. So would any of you be interested in any of the other winner only patterns at the moment, or my crazes that are here? Are you the ones that have pretty much got the entire collection? Because I know Sabrina's already done Spooktacular in a really cool knitted format. If you haven't had a chance to see that, pop over to this weekend's Whips, Bits and Chat. I think it was this weekend, wasn't it? Pop over to this weekend's Whips, Bits and Chat, where you'll be able to see Sabrina's knitted version. Knitted, she did. She knitted it. Showing off. I love it, mind. It's really cute. Okay, so I'm gonna sort of start winding this up in a few minutes. I've been on to annoy you for over an hour. Did anybody keep count of how many rows I've done? Don't panic, you're safe. It's not a question. Right. Okay. Let's jump this back to the big camera so you don't have to keep watching. Let's see if this works. Is it gonna work? Is it not? I've got 7 seconds to wait to find out. Right, okay, so if you would like to get your hands on one of the winner only patterns today, pop back in about 5 minutes or so if you're on the live and you're in a live chat. And pop back and pop the comment underneath Spooktacular. If you've had a nose at Sabrina's pattern, if you haven't, sorry, go and have a nose. If you have, you know what we're talking about here. Now, it is originally a C2C pattern, but as Sabrina has shown, it can also be done in a knitted format. There is more information on that video, and later on today I will pop a link up to the Whips Bits and chat there. Now, in your comment, please pop in the word Spooktacular, and of course fill the rest of the comment up with other bits and pieces that you've seen on today's live, or of course what you want to see on a future live or something like that. Right, I'm going to head off now. I will see you all really, really soon. So thank you ever so much for joining me today, and please remember, stay chilled, stay happy, and keep crafting. Goodbye, everybody.